اور محمد وآل محمد صلوات اللہم صلی اللہ. ایک نجف میں میرا علی ہے اور ایک علی ایران میں ہے. ایک نجف میں میرا علی ہے ایک علی ایران میں ہے. ہم پلہ دونوں کی سخاوت قدرت کی میزان میں ہے. مولا رضا اور مہدی دین میں فرق یہی معمولی ہے. ایک قرآن کھلا رکھا ہے ایک ابھی جزدان میں ہے. ایک قرآن کھلا رکھا ہے ایک ابھی جزدان میں ہے. پر محمد وآل محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم. اللہم صلی علی محمد. ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندے رحمان نہیں. ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندے رحمان نہیں جس پہ سلطان خراسان کا احسان نہیں. ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندہ رحمان نہیں. اس طرح تیری کریمی پہ یقین ہے مجھ کو. اس طرح تیری کریمی پہ یقین ہے مجھ کو. جیسے توحید میں شک کا کوئی امکان نہیں. ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندہ رحمان نہیں. وہاں گئی فکر میری مدح رضا کی خاطر. وہاں گئی فکر میری مدح رضا کی خاطر. جہاں جبریل کے جانے کبھی امکان نہیں. ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندہ رحمان نہیں. شیخ جی مدح رضا سن کے یہ حیرت کیسی. شیخ جی مدح رضا سن کے یہ حیرت کیسی. کیا کبھی تم نے سنی سورہ رحمان نہیں. ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندہ رحمان نہیں. تیرے دربار میں بجتی ہوئی نوبات کی قسم تیرے دربار میں بجتی ہوئی، نوبات کی قسم کم اذانوں سے تیری جیت کا اعلان نہیں، ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندہ رحمان نہیں۔ ہر گھڑی لب پہ میرے نام علی رہتا ہے، ہر گھڑی لب پہ میرے نام علی رہتا ہے۔ کون کہتا ہے، کون کہتا ہے کہ میں حافظ قرآن نہیں، ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندہ رحمان نہیں۔ مل گیا جب تیری خدامی کا تمغہ اس کو، مل گیا جب تیری خدامی کا تمغہ اس کو، اب تیرے میر حسن کو کوئی ارمان نہیں، ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندہ رحمان نہیں۔ جس پہ سلطان خراسان کا احسان نہیں، ایسا دنیا میں کوئی بندہ رحمان نہیں۔ پر محمد وآل محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم۔
Assalamu alaikum to my dear mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters in Islam. My name is Abbas Maklai, and I want to take this opportunity to wish you all the heartiest of congratulations on the birthday of our 8th Imam, Imam Ali Reza alayhi salam. Let us all recite a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I would also like to thank the management of CFK for giving young people like myself this platform and the opportunity to raise our voices in support of the Ahlul Bayt and in honor of Imam Reza on his birthday today. Imam Reza was born in Medina on Thursday, 11 Zilqa'ad, 148 AH. This was on the 29th of December, 765 AD. He was named Ali by his father, Imam Musa al-Kazim, the 7th Imam. His mother was al-Banin Bibi Najma, and he was divinely titled Reza. Imam Reza was also called Imam Zaman. I'm sure most of you must have heard this term before. So let me give you some of the facts around why he got this title. This tradition comes from the time when people used to carry money with them, especially because it had the names of the holy Imam on it. At that time, Ma'mun al-Rashid, the Abbasid Caliph, had coins printed with the name of Imam Reza alayhi salam on them. So it was very easy for the Muslims to carry the name of our holy Imam with them for protection, especially when they went on very dangerous journeys. Each Imam is remembered for a specific thing. For example, our 4th Imam, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, is remembered in times of sickness. Our 6th Imam, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, is remembered for sustenance. In the same way, our 8th Imam, Imam Reza, is remembered when someone is about to go on a journey, which is why today you see this tradition continue where some money is tied to a cloth and people refer to it as Imam Zaman when they travel. Zaman means the guarantor. Let me tell you another story about how he received his title. One day when Imam Reza was on his historical journey from Medina to Khorasan, while in the jungle, the holy Imam came across a hunter who was about to kill a female deer. The deer was trying to get away when it saw our holy Imam. It said something to him. Our holy Imam then asked to free the deer so that it could go and feed her little baby deer, who were very hungry. Imam Reza also told the hunter that once the deer had fed her babies, it would come back. The hunter allowed the deer to go because our Imam had told him to, but he did not think the deer would actually come back. However, Imam Reza alayhi salam waited with the hunter until the deer returned with her young ones. The hunter was amazed to witness this miraculous miracle, and he set the deer free as a mark of respect for Imam Reza alayhi salam. After this event, Imam Reza became famously known as Imam Zaman alayhi salam, and was also given the title of Zaman-e-Ahu, the guarantor of the deer. Now let's talk about where the Imam is buried. In the holy city of Mashhad in Iran, and the blessings of performing his ziyarat. Mashhad was once a very small village called Sanabad, and was soon transformed into a great city by the presence of the shrine of Imam Reza alayhi salam. The shrine is one of the most extensively visited pilgrimage centers in the world. Miracles regularly occur there, and the holy city of Mashhad is also famously known as a land of miracles. The magnificent and marvelous buildings and structures in the holy shrine of Imam Reza represents one of the oldest and most beautiful religious and historical monuments in the world. There are many traditions concerning the rewards of performing Imam Reza's ziyarat. In some, its sawab is considered to be equal to that of the martyrdom of the martyrs of the Battle of Badr, the first battle in Islam. And in others, its sawab is considered equal to that of the Hajj pilgrimage. Finally, I want to highlight some of the characteristics of our Imam's behavior for everyone. As told us by Ibrahim bin Abbas, who was one of the high-ranking officials of the Abbasid Caliphate, according to him, Imam Reza never irritated others with verbal or partial teasing. He did not interrupt others' speeches. He never refused the demands of others. He never had his legs stretched out before others. He was never in a resting position in the presence of other people. He never swore at his servants, ever. Imam Reza used to stay up all night worshiping Allah. He fasted regularly, and he always gave charity in secret. As we gather to celebrate his birthday today, we pray to Allah to help us follow the righteous path of our Imam. We pray to Allah to allow us to safely perform Imam Reza's ziyarat and visit his holy shrine in Mashhad soon, inshallah. We pray to Allah to rid our minds of racism and fill our hearts with love for all of our brothers and sisters who are sick and in need. And we pray to Allah to keep our community healthy and safe during these difficult times. Ameen.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي لا يبلغ مدحته القائلون ولا يحصي نعماءه العادون ولا يؤدي حقه المجتحدون الذي لا يدركه بعد الحمم ولا يناله غوص الفطن ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم وعلى بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين صاحب العصر والزمان خليفة الرحمن إمام الإنس والجان ولعن الله أعداهم أجمعين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال الله وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا وإن الله لمع المحسنين صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. We first of all send our congratulations and our tabrik and mubarak on the arrival of the wiladat ba sa'adat of our 8th Imam, Imam Ali Raba alayhi salatu wassalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us that tawfiq to tread his path and to become one of his true Shi'as through our a'mal, inshallah. On a personal note, I am honored and thankful to the City of Knowledge community there in Dallas, Texas, and to Sheikh Mehdi Rastani for allowing me, this Jahil and Haqir, to be part of such a grand celebration. I'm honored and humbled by the invitation. May Allah bless each and every one of you, especially Sheikhana Mehdi Rastani, inshallah. When we examine the life of Imam Rada alayhi salatu wasalam, born on the 11th of Zil Qa'dah 148 after Hijri in Medina, martyred and shaheed according to one riwayat in 17th of Safar 203 after Hijri in Mashhad. He lived for 55 years, of which 20 of them he was an Imam. And usually when we speak about Imam Rada alayhi salam, we speak of his years of imamat in Mashhad and his very famous debates and his discussions with the Khalifa of the time. But I wanted to look a little bit at the 35 years that he spent before he was an Imam, meaning under the imamat of his father, Imam Qadim alayhi salatu wasalam, when the Imam or Imam Rada spent that time in Medina. And I want to connect to those years, especially his teachings during those times, to what's happening right now globally, but really so much what's happening right now in your country, in the U.S., with this whole, social justice and racism and prejudice movement that we have. When the Bani Abbasids were seemed obsessively consumed with Imam Qadim and having him in Baghdad and making sure that he's away from his Shi'as in Medina, we know that, the way that the Bani Abbasids had confronted the Ahlul Bayt, their enmity towards the Ahlul Bayt, their tactics of their enmity towards the Ahlul Bayt were a little bit different than that of the Bani Umayyads. The Bani Umayyads had a different tactic, a different strategy. Their strategy was character assassination. Right? Their tactic was to somehow, leave a distaste in the mouth of the people of Medina and Mecca towards the names, the characters, the individuals of the family of the Holy Prophet. So, for example, this custom, this sunnah of Ma'aviyah, that he would send la'anat on Amir al-Mu'mineen's name before any khutbah, any speech, it of course carried forward for almost a century after Ma'aviyah was gone. Or, for example, this propaganda against Imam Mujtaba, forcing him to do sulah with Ma'aviyah. Everything in Sham and Kufa, we see, of course, how the Shamis and the Kufis treated the Qafil of Imam Hussein after the massacre in Karbala. And when they arrived in Kufa and Sham, in the bazaar of Sham, for example, we hear stories of stones being thrown and all sorts of obscene language being used, simply because the people of Kufa had no idea who the Ahlul Bayt truly were. That was the Bani Umayyads. The Bani Abbasids were different. They were not about character assassination. They were about divide and conquer, meaning if the Imam was out of sight of the Shi'as, then he might be out of the mind of the Shi'as as well. So physically separating the Imam from his Shi'as was one of the most, I would say, historically documented tactic of the Bani Abbasids. Imam Qasim was probably the first one that really encountered this. As you know, Imam Sadiq was born in Medina, buried in Medina. Imam Qasim, of course, is not the case. He was born in Medina, but of course he was buried in Baghdad, or of course called, what's known as Qadimiyya. And this separation occurred. So when they were busy separating Imam Qasim from Medina, from his Shias in Medina, and now he is in Baghdad, who was in Medina at that moment? Imam Reza alayhi salatu wasalam. The first 35 years, he spent majority of it in Medina. Now, what was he doing in Medina? We know all about his 20 years in Imamat in the palace of Harun Rashid, but we don't know, or maybe we do know, but very little is said, according to me, and maybe I'm wrong, is this idea of the first 35 years. Now, one thing that he did do is that he would spend those days teaching the masses in Medina the true teachings of Islam through the sayings and the sunnah of the Holy Prophet, and of course the first 6-7 Imams before him, in the mosque of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. And one of the teachings that we have in our books that he used to talk about Imam Reza in Medina before he was an Imam, the first 35 years of his life, was the idea of the ingredients and the dimensions of a successful community. Okay? And while I don't have the time tonight to talk to you about everything he talked about, the first thing that Imam Reza says is that the first obvious component and the most powerful component of a successful Islamic community is taharat. Okay? It's cleanliness. Now, we can take that as a very exoteric discussion, as a very zahiri discussion, that, okay, you come to the mosque, make sure that you're properly, you're wearing good clothes, and you look like you're well kept, and you wash your face, and you put some ittar and some perfume on, and you have good clothing on, and you showered, and ghusl, and everything, wudu, keeping the place clean, putting the shoes back in the shelf, and, all these things. Yes, maybe that was also one dimension, but we also know that like the Quran and the verse of the Quran, the Ahlul Bayt sayings also had levels to it. And they were always bound to have esoteric or batini or internal levels to it. Now, when we examine the internal level of saying that a dimension of a successful community is its cleanliness, he doesn't only mean physical cleanliness. That if he's talking about the idea that on the outside you must look presentable, on the outside you must be clean, quote unquote, he also talks about the fact that in the internal kingdom of the human being, there also must be a sense of being tahir, meaning your heart is free of any sort of things that are najis, okay? Those things that are impurities. Now, one thing that I wanted to address tonight, in light of this discussion of that Imam that we're here tonight to celebrate, is this one vice that I see, especially in our South Asian communities, and really I don't mean South Asian, I mean overall if I think about it, and that is this idea of elitism. And when I say elitism, I don't mean that those individuals who deserve to be the elite inside of society. Back, of course, the Holy Prophet was the elite in Mecca. The Imams were the elite in their respective cities. The ulama, the maraji today, those grand scholars today that have spent their entire life drowning themselves in the sea of the knowledge of the deen, those are no doubt the elite. I'm not talking about that discussion. I'm talking about those individuals who believe that they are elite or they are superior over others based on zero merits, based on the shade of the color of their skin, based on the gender that they were born with, based on their last name, based on some khandan or tribal discussion that we belong to this family, that therefore because I am mansoob and I have nisbat and I am connected with this family and I share the last name of this individual or this whole powerful mafia type family inside of my community, I am therefore, just by default, I'm elite. And because I'm elite, I have every way to look down upon you, to reject you, ridicule you, right? Oppress you, God forbid, deny you basic rights, deny you, for example, your son's marriage into my daughter's hand. Or sometimes, it's as simple as understanding and knowing a certain dialect of a language. Can you imagine? The exact same language across 3 or 4 different groups. This individual might pronounce their qafs and their khas and their jeems and their zas differently. This group might pronounce it somewhere else. And someone else talks about the fact that no, the way that we do it is the actual language. You're just a dialect. You're an offshoot of that. Therefore, because I have this Saf Urdu or Fassi Arabi or clean Farsi, for example, I'm able now to look down on the language that you speak inside of your home, thus allowing myself to be elite and you, of course, to be inferior. Okay? This hisse afdaliyat, to feel like you are afdal, you are bartar, you are bahtar, you are higher, your maqam is higher, again, based on zero merit, based on things that have been given to you by mistake, based on things that have been given to you simply because you belong to a certain genetic pool. And the reality is that we simply have to stop doing this inside of our communities, because we're seeing the trickle-down effect that when one person feels like they're elite, and then one family feels, then one community feels, then one gender feels, then one color feels elite, then that gender and that color feel it to be okay to look down and oppress and transgress those who they believe to be inferior to them. All based on what? All based on a shade of their skin. All based on the fact that you were born a male. So because I'm a male, I have every right to treat a female in my home, be it my sister, be it my daughter, be it my wife, be it my mother-in-law, how I wish. Why? Because I'm the man. Right? And being the man means that I'm superior, right? The deen says so. And all of these things are not dimensions of the religion whatsoever. When inshallah, we arrive in the grave, and all of us will taste that moment. The Quran says, إِنَّ الْمَوْتَ الَّذِي تَفِرُّونَ مِنْهُ فَإِنَّهُ مُلَاقِيكُمْ. Surah Jumu'ah, very openly. That surely death is that mulaqat, that meeting that will happen. The same death that you farar from, that you run from, that you flee from, that you think for a moment won't catch up to you. No, mulaqikum. There's going to be a mulaqat. There's going to be a meeting. Look at the imagery of the Quran. Beautiful. There's going to be a meeting now between you and death. It's bound to happen. It's not that death is going to meet everybody and for some reason just kind of surpass you or surpass me. It doesn't work like that. It goes on to say, right? They will take you, right, and take you back to who? Alim ghaybi wa shahada, right? The one who knows the unseen, the one who's a witness. فَيُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. And that shahid and that alim, the knower and the witness being Allah, of course, himself, will give you khabar, will tell you, will inform you of everything that you've done in this world. Will not inform you or will not ask you. No one's going to ask me in my grave, can you show me the shade of your skin color in this world? Can you tell me what your last name is? Can you tell me which khandan you belong to? Can you tell me, are you male or female? Oh, you're male? Okay, straight to heaven, please. Is that what we think it's going to happen? No, everything's going to be based on a'mal. The Holy Prophet says that 3 things follow the mayyit, the deceased, when they arrive in the qabristan, in the cemetery. Ahluhu, maluhu, amaluhu. Their family, their wealth, their deeds. He goes on to say, the Prophet, 2 come back from the graveyard, 1 remains with the marhum. His family or her family and his or her amal come back, or his or her mal or wealth come back from the cemetery, but their amal stay with them. The question isn't why. Why do we have this idea, oh, I belong to this family, I belong to that family, oh, this and that. And, mind you, we don't openly say it, right? We don't openly sit there on a mic and say, I'm better than you, I'm better. No, but it does seep through, right? It kind of boils to the top and comes out in certain areas. For example, when it comes time for us to, accept proposals for our kids for marriage. Right? It's one thing where we're talking about the 50s or 40s. In 2020 right now, you have, as a potential father of a daughter who is at the age of getting married, and now people are inquiring about her. For example, I use this sequence because that's what's typical inside of our South Asian communities, at least, is that it is the boy that proposes or sends that proposal to the girl, although, of course, even that isn't the deen. So let's say that right now you are somebody who's listening to me, you are a father who at home you have girls and a daughter or daughters that are at the age of getting married. Now, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, the reality is you have an image in your mind of your potential son-in-law. You have an image, a physical image, what he might look like, what you would like for him to look like, for everything from his height to his body type, to the color of his eyes, to his hair length, to the color of his skin, to everything. Okay? If you don't, then your wife does. Okay? Maybe you both do. Now what's going to happen is that you get a phone call saying, look, I found this guy who might be perfect for your daughter. Can we arrange a meeting? They want to come by and see you. The family does. Sure. Next Saturday now comes time. The family comes with this boy. You never met him. Maybe you saw a picture. Who knows? Door opens, and in walks this person who wants to take your daughter's hand in marriage, your potential son-in-law. And he is not the height that you want. He is not the body type you're looking for. He's not the color of skin that you want. He may not have the body type that you have. He may not know a certain language you want him to know. And now all of a sudden, now based on the fact that this man has not said a single word to you. On paper, it's great, right? Taqwa, education, family, successful, compatibility, born and raised in a certain area, blah, 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 everything. But all that is out the window. Your physical glance at him says, oh, I can't give my daughter to him. Sorry. No. Now, mind you, I'm not telling you to give, that you don't give your daughter to someone you don't feel comfortable giving. That's fine. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that elitism sometimes comes out. You want me to give our daughter, my daughter who belongs to this family, do you know who we are back home? To this family, to this individual, to him? Look at him. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. I don't want to mention those characteristic qualities because I don't. He hasn't said a single word. But we think, oh, no way. Especially if he's a shade darker in terms of skin color. Especially if he is a couple of inches shorter than she is. Especially if, for example, let's say he's balding, for example. Or let's say, for example, he's got a little bit of a thicker beard than usual. And you might think, oh, Mama, that's not elitism. That's just me knowing what I want from my daughter. I don't want her to be married to someone like that. No, that speaks elitism to me. That right away you're announcing by even, mentally rejecting him, saying, we're better than he is. My daughter deserves better than he does. What does better mean? Are you judging better just on the zahir and the batin? Have you allowed the boy to open his mouth and speak? What if wisdom flows from his mouth? What if God, speaks out of his mouth? Who knows? So it exists. Now, you can be like me and deflect it, say, yeah, it exists, but not in me. This person, this person, definitely that person. Fine. But this idea of a negative elitism exists in our communities. Again, zero merit. The question that I want to tackle tonight is, where does this come from? Okay? Where does it come from? And I don't want to spend too much time. But I do want to look at one aspect. And I'm going to travel in terms of this elitism from the inside out. Meaning what? Meaning that sometimes if we think we're spiritual elite or spiritually elite over others, then that spiritual internal batini eliteness translates into a physical outer zahiri eliteness. Sometimes, and again, it's a reality, and I hate to say this only because I don't want to stir the pot. I don't, especially at City of Knowledge. I've never been there before. I don't want, this guy is, and Sheikh Ahmed will say, say this, I can't call you again because people say, who is this guy that you called? But the reality is that we live in an era right now where these uncomfortable conversations are about to do. then we can embrace them and take these talks and look inward, or plug our ears and say, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. It's up to you. It's up to you. But these uncomfortable talks have to happen for any change to happen. And right now, we are in desperate need of a change, a complete overhaul of the system. Be it individually, be it as our nuclear family, be it as our extended family, be it as our centers and communities, be it as the ummah at large. We're straying away from the path of Allah, His Prophet, and the Ahlul Bayt. We are. Meanwhile, we think that, I'm on, at least I think I'm on the path. Meanwhile, I'm going further away. That's why when the Imam comes, we are in for a shock, if you ask me. We really are in for a shock, if you ask me. We think, there's going to be a big jushan, there's going to be balloon drops, and, all the centers will be. A lot of work to be done. Lot of work to be done. Pre-arrival, post-arrival. And that work will start with us. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to, rain on anyone's parade. We say, do jashan manayenge when the Imam comes. We're going to have a massive jashan. Yeah. If you've been doing all this preparation for now, that's going to be a moment of serenity for you, a moment of felicity for you, of course. But if we believe that, look, I've always been a muntazir of Imam Mahdi, I've always been someone who's waiting for Imam Mahdi, and meanwhile I'm doing nothing for his cause, then I'm in for a shock. So spiritual eliteness. And inside spiritual eliteness is a further discussion on what's called divine fantasies. And again, tough talks, but inshallah you can handle it. What I mean by divine fantasies is that we end up creating things inside of our spirituality that, I'm sorry, are nothing short of a fantasy. I've convinced myself that, because I belong to a certain school of thought and I was born into a certain ideology, I can do the bare minimum. I still have castles waiting for me in the hereafter. Why? Because of the fact that me and my family belong to this school of thought, this ideology. And I've been told since I was a child that because you are a Shia, for example, no matter what you do or don't do, doesn't matter, there's palaces and rivers and God knows what waiting for you in the hereafter. Come, do the bare minimum, and inshallah everything else will be taken care of. You will fly. Here you'll close your eyes in this world, you open up your eyes and you'll be, in Firdos, in Jannat. And unfortunately, a lot of it is spewed from the mimbar in the pulpit. A lot of it is, the idea that we just believe that Allah will hand out these beautiful blessings without any sort of merit or mehnat or zahmat. No. الَّذِينَ جَاهِدُوا فِينَا لِنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. The verse I read for you in the khutbah, that the ones who struggle fina, in our way, that's the shart, that's a condition. Allah says, I will open up doors for you, not before that struggle. Not before that struggle. But sometimes, people like me, we're looking for an easy way out. Okay, I'm a Syed, I'm a Shia, this and that. Oh my God, there can't be anything in the grave waiting for me. There can't be any justice and adalat. No, that's for other people. That's for the Shimmers of the world and the Abu Sufyans of the world and this and that of the world, not for me. And while I understand the idea of believing in the mercy of Allah, let's not be complacent spiritually. The Quran says, Ahlul kusal, spiritually lazy individuals, when they rise up for salat, إِذَا قَامُوا salat, قَامُوا kusala, they rise up as a lazy person, like they're doing Allah a favor. Imam Musa Kazim alayhi salatu wa salam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad, he says that there are levels of narcissism in Islam. Ujb, self-conceit, self-love, to be in love with yourself. Not self-worth, self-love, to a fault. Right? We live in a very narcissistic era, right? Everything is a brand. Everything is a production. Everything is selling yourself, right? So you're bound to announce everything that you do. You go to like a food bank, it's a selfie with you and a guy you're feeding. Right? And all that is there. So it's, this idea of being anonymous just doesn't exist nowadays. Imam Qasim says there are levels of narcissism inside of us. The highest and most dangerous level of narcissistic behavior is when we believe that my limited ibadat, is a favor that I'm doing for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah protect us from that level. It's dangerous, man. Dangerous to feel like that. That's exactly how it is sometimes. When we create divine fantasies, when I think for a moment I can shed a few tears, I can do a few of these things and live my 361 years throughout the year how I want, when I want, no sort of respect for gossiping and backbiting, no respect for the ulama, no sort of, seriousness or jiddiyat when it comes to salat, for example. I treat my wife like she's a slave and not my partner. I just yell at my kids all day long. Hey, I did these few acts. I have a palace engraved at the door, Manzil Syed Asad Jafri. Those are divine fantasies. And that creates a false sense of spiritual entitlement and spiritual eliteness. Let me read for you verbatim now. I'm going to put on my eyes, but verbatim, a hadith by Imam Ali, alayhi salatu wasalam. And this is a very powerful hadith, and one that I really want all of you to understand. If I understand it, mashallah, all of you are a lot better than I am. He talks about a certain group of people of, who not to be. Sometimes the Quran gives examples of who to be. Surah Tahrim talks about the wives of the prophets, for example. And Surah Tahrim talks about the wife of Fir'aun. Right? And Allah actually uses her as an example. وَضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلٌ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. For the ones who have iman, we have what? أَمْرَأَةَ فِرْعَوْن, the wife of Fir'aun. And then there are moments where in the Quran Allah says, don't be like those. Okay? وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُم. Do not be like those who have forsaken Allah, forgotten Allah to the point where He's made them forget about themselves. In the ahadith of the Ahlul Bayt, there are many ahadith talk about be like this, be this way, be this way. Every so often the Imams tell us how not to be. This hadith of Imam Ali in Nahj Balagha, he's saying don't be like these people. Let's examine what he means. Beautiful hadith, eye-opening for me at least. I'm not sure about all of you. He says, لا تكون مما يرجو الآخرة بغير عمل. First thing, don't be like those who have high hopes of the hereafter. High hopes. Oh, they have these, I can't wait to get there, this and that, and who and this and that. But it is بغير العمل. It's without doing anything. Look, there's nothing wrong with being hopeful, but let's not be delusional. You can't sit there all semester long, skip every second class, sleep when you're actually there, sit in the back with your ear pods on, right? Miss this assignment, bomb the midterm, squeak by the final, and say, oh man, I really hope I get an A in this course. Dude, that's delusional. No, this teacher's very forgiving, very loving. They hand out A's easily. I got this. This is going to be an A, easy A, and you get a D, a C maybe. You're like, what? That's not hope. That's delusion. He says, don't be like those who have this delusion for the hereafter without without working for it. It's one thing where you showed up to class every single day, worked hard in the front row, making notes, extra assignments, blah, 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 and then you're really, really hoping that A is on your report card. That's the first group of people. Then he goes on to say, don't be like those. يُحِبُّ الصَّالِحِينَ وَلَا يَعْمَلُوا عَمَلَهُمْ. Don't be like those who love the salihin. يُحِبُّ الصَّالِحِينَ. You love the good doers, the guys who do great acts. Oh, look at this guy, look at her, look at this family, look at this couple. Oh my God, I love them so much. They're so pious, so spiritual. Look at their postings on social media. Look what they're doing. Oh my God, it's amazing. But you're not like them. You don't emulate their amal. You love them, but that love hasn't triggered anything inside of you. Don't be like those. Number 3, he says, don't be like what? وَيُبْغِضُ الْمُذْنِبِينَ وَهُوَ أَحَدُهُمْ. Allahu Akbar. Don't be like the one who has bughz, hatred. You despise who? The mudhnabin, the ones who sin. And yet, وَهُوَ أَحَدُهُمْ, yet you're one of them. Look at this guy, all he does is backbite. Look at her, all she does is she posts inappropriate pictures on social media. Look at this couple, all they do is this. It's disgusting. They say, they have these inappropriate pictures of this and that. Disgusting, this person. Meanwhile, hello, you're literally doing the exact same thing. You're one of them. It's a lot easier to look at everybody else. It's very hard to look yourself in the mirror. These are all part of what? Divine fantasies. When we become these people, we live in a fantasy world. I'm sorry, we do. We live in a world where we think, oh, this is going to be easy breezy, man. No worries. And in the process, you think that you're higher than somebody. You look down on a non-Shia. You look down on a non-Muslim. Meanwhile, they might be changing the world. They might be feeding orphans. They might be, digging wells in Africa. Who knows? But hey, you're sitting there with your 3 or 4 things you do all year round, and you think you're higher than somebody else's. Now that internal eliteness really quickly converts into external eliteness. This person stands in front of you who you think is lower than you spiritually. You look down, look at this guy. Sometimes the most annoying people inside of our communities are the ones who are the most religious. I'm sorry. With all due respect. Because the deen hasn't quite kind of, sunk into their system yet. So they're the most closed-minded, they're the most judgmental, nobody's good enough, no alim is great enough, there's a problem with everybody, rolling your eyes, blah, 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 right? They sit there, they listen to an alim speech, not to learn, but to pick out mistakes. Oh, he said qa, it should be qi. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a jahil. Right? These are people like that. Don't be like those. He goes on, Imam Ali, powerful hadith. He says, don't be like those. يَخَافُ عَلَى غَيْرِهِ بِأَدْنَى مِنْ ضَنْبِهِ. He is scared, or she's scared. She has this khawf, this fear of the punishment that might await others for their actions. But when it comes to you doing those same actions, you're not that scared. You think that all of this adab you hear in the verses, in Surah Waqiyah, for example, or in the various ahadith of the Ahlul Bayt, all of that is for A, B, C, not for me. No. Right? You have this fear, oh man, I'm happy I'm not them. Good luck in the grave, buddy. Whoa. You have the exact same lifestyle. Why is that fear not result in you being afraid for yourself? وَيَرْجُ لِنَفْسِهِ بِأَكْثَرِ مِنْ عَمَلِهِ. And his level of hope he has for himself doesn't match the actions that he's doing. Again, delusion, right? Delusion. His rija, his hope is what is akthar when it comes to his amal. Like, on what basis do you think that you're going to land anything in the hereafter? Yeah, you're banking on God's mercy. We're all banking on God's mercy, but let's give God something to work with. Give me something to work with. يقصر إذا عمل ويبالغ إذا سأل. When it comes to his amal, it's deficient. But when someone asks him a question, oh, he does mubaligha. He goes on and on and on and on. There are people who speak for 45 minutes, wallahi, and you get 45 seconds worth of anything of value. Then there are those that speak for 45 seconds and they shake your world. They cause a revolution. Don't be like these people. فَهُوَ بِقَوْلٍ مُضِلٍّ وَمِنَ الْعَمَلِ مُقِلٍّ. He's presumptuous in his speech. There's a certain ego about him. But when it comes to his amal, it's deficient. And all of this stems sometimes from a lack of spiritual understanding. Divine fantasies, as I call it. So let's wrap up and let's go all the way back to where we started. Imam Reza Wiladat. His discussion in Medina before he was an Imam is on what? Is on the community. One aspect of a successful community is internal taharat, internal cleanliness, cleaning the soul and cleaning the heart. Now, if you're like me, you have a long list of things that are right now staining and tainting my heart. One of them is the fact that I think without any merit, without any action, anything I've earned, for some reason, from my birth alone, I feel like I'm higher than other people in my community, in my family. Where does that come from? That elitism, which in a very negative state, comes from sometimes a spiritual eliteness that comes from divine fantasies. Right? So we need to understand the deen properly and then apply it properly and work hard towards it. I'll leave you with one hadith tonight, inshallah, the Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam, beautiful, powerful hadith. He says that, oh Allah, when somebody praises me on the outside, lower me that much more on the inside. So there's a balance, right? I don't want me to go up with the praise, which I know I'm not worthy of. Keep it down, keep me down here while this person is doing mubaligha. He's going on and on about, oh my God, how great you are and how you've changed lives and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's great. You can do, you can add your mirchi, masala and salt and all that kind of stuff to your words and with your spices. But I know my reality, so I want Allah to make sure you keep it balanced. These are tough decisions, tough discussions. Not easy, not comfortable. But in the time right now where it seems like there are people who feel they are elite over color of their skin, and they've taken that eliteness as a stamp of approval of their oppression on one specific race. It's very easy to sit there and talk about this politician and that police department and this president and this and that. Let's forget all those people. I'm asking myself to look inside of me. Is there a prejudiced, racist, elitist inside of me? If so, let's go inside out, guys. Let's tackle it inside of us. Okay? These are the moments where right now the spotlight is on this issue. For us to now open this up, open ourselves up and find out, why is it that I feel like my lighter shade of skin is better than this darker shade of skin? Or why do I feel as a man I'm better than a woman? On what basis? Who taught you this? The deen came precisely to destroy these walls. And people like me are putting these walls up, and then we're celebrating. And then we actually believe that there is manzile, said Asad Jafri, waiting for me in hereafter. We ask you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to accept our qalil efforts, protect us from this danger and vice of elitism. We ask you, Allah, to weaken the hands of the enemies of humanity, to strengthen the mustaza'afin and the oppressed wherever they are. And finally, Allah, everything that we're discussing and we're doing, we're attempting to purify ourselves. It's a maybe, just maybe we are worthy of the Imam's arrival. I ask you, Allah, allow us and our families to stand beside the Imam when he comes. Thank you very much. May Allah bless each and every one of you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن عليا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليا حجة الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. حي على خير العمل. حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Please recite Surah Fatiha while I bring up Dua Kumayl. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخذلها كل شيء وذللها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحت كل اسم اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النكام اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعم اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء اللهم اغفر لكل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك وأستشفئ بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزعني شكرك وأن تلحمني ذكرك اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بكسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعزم فيما عندك رغبته اللهم عزم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وزهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك اللهم لا أجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لقبائحي ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيرك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك ظلمت نفسي ظلمت نفسي ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي اللهم مولاي كم من كبيح سترتا وكم من فاضح من البلاء أكلتا وكم من إثار وكيتا وكم من مكروه دفعتا وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرتا اللهم عزم بلائي وأفرت بي سوء حالي وكسرت بي أعمالي وكدأت بي أغلالي وحبسني عن نفئي بؤد أمالي وخدتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بجنايتها ومثالي يا سيدي فأسألك بعزتك أن لا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفزحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجحالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي وكن اللهم بعزتك في كل الأحوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا إلهي وربي من لي غيرك أسأله كشف ضري والنظر في أمري إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم أحترس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما أحوى وأسأله على ذلك القضاء فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعض حدودك وخالفت بعض أوامرك فلك الحمد علي في جميع ذلك ولحجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاؤك وألزمني حكمك وبلاؤك وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستكيلا مستغفرا منيبا مكرا مذعنا مؤترفا لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري وفكني من شد وصاكي يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني وركة جلدي ودكة عزمي يا من بدا خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي هبني لابتداء كرمك وصالف برك بي يا إلهي وسيدي وربي أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك وبعد ما انطوى عليه قلبي من معرفتك ولهج به لساني من ذكرك واعتقده ضميري من حبك وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا ربوبيتك أنت أكرم من أن تزيئ من ربيت أو تبعد من أدنيت أو تشرد من أويت أو تسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمت. وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدا وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقا وبشكرك مادها وعلى قلوب طرفت بإلهيتك محققا وعلى زمار حوت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة وعلى جوارح سأت إلى أوطان تأبدك طائعة وأشارت باستغفارك مزئنة ما هكذا الظن بك ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنك يا كريم يا رب يا كريم يا رب يا كريم يا رب وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها على أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه قليل مكسور يسير بقاؤه كثير مدته فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهله لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض يا سيدي فكيف بي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي لأي الأمور إليك أشكو ولما من حائز وأبكي لأليم العذاب وشدته أم لطول البلاء ومدته فلئن سيرتني للعقوبات مع أعدائك وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي صبرت على عذابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك وحبني صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر عن النظر إلى كرامتك أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي عفوك فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لأزجن عليك بين أهلها زجيج العاملين ولا أصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين ولا أبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين ولا أنادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين يا غاية آمال العارفين يا غياث المستغيثين يا غياث المستغيثين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين ويا إله العالمين أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفته وذاق طعم عذابها بمعصيته وحبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته وهو يزج إليك زجيج مؤمل رحمتك ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمك أم كيف تؤلمه النار وهو يأمل فضلك ورحمتك أم كيف يهلكه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفا أم كيف يتكلكل بين أطباقها وأنت تعلم صدقا أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رب أم كيف يرجو فضلك في إتكه منها فتتركه فيها هيهات ما ذلك الظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما عملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك فباليقين أقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاحديك وكزيت به من إخلاد معانديك لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مكرا ولا مقاما لكنك تكدست أسماؤك أقسمت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأن تجلى ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالكزية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أو خفيته أو أظهرته وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جوارحي وكنت أنت ركيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيت وبفضلك سترت وأن توفر حظي من كل خير أنزلت أو إحسان فضلت أو بر نشرت أو رزق بسطت أو ذنب تغفر أو خطأ تستر يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك ركي يا من بيده ناصيتي يا أليما بزري ومسكنتي يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا أسألك بحقك وقدسك وعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي في الليل والنهار بذكرك مأمورة وبخدمتك موصولة وأعمالي عندك مقبولة حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا يا سيدي يا من عليه مأولي يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب قوي على خدمتك جوارحي واشد على العزيمة جوانحي وحبلي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في اتصال بخدمتك حتى أسرح إليك في ميادين السابقين وأسرع إليك في البارزين واشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين وخافك مخافة الموقنين واجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين اللهم ومن أرادني بالسوء فأرده ومن قادني فكده واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك واقربهم منزلة منك وخسهم زلفة لديك فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك وجود لي بجودك واعطف علي بمجدك واحفظني برحمتك واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا وقلبي بحبك متيما ومن علي بحسن إجابتك وأكلني أسرتي واغفر زلتي فإنك كزيد على عبادك بإبادتك وأمرتهم بدعائك وزمنت لهم الإجابة فإليك يا ربي نسبت وجهي وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي وبلغني مناي ولا تعتأ من فضلك رجائي واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي يا سريع الرضا يا سريع الرضا يا سريع الرضا اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء فإنك فعال لما تشاء يا من اسمه دواء وذكره شفاء وطاعته غنى ارحم من رأس ماله الرجاء وصلاحه البكاء يا سابق النعم يا دافع يا نور المستوحشين في الظلم لا يؤلم صل على محمد وآل محمد وافعل أنت أهله وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة المين آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا صلوات اللهم صل